Well, hi guys. Sorry about that. It wouldn't let me go live there for some reason. I was clicking every button and nothing was happening. So I had to start a new stream. Anyway, what this stream is all about is thanking everybody. I'm just going to wait around a few minutes. Hopefully people will get back onto me. And everybody just let me know, or someone type back if the sound level's okay. You can hear me. Hi Sue. Nice for you to join us here today. And hi Sasha. Very nice to see you. It sounds okay. That's good news. Well, guys, you join me today live from a narrowboat here. I have Reuben from Reuben's Adventures here with me. Reuben was my first ever subscriber. No, sorry, is my first ever patron and one of my very early subscribers. So it's really nice for Reuben to join us today. He's actually been on my boat for a couple of days now, and he's actually done live from the boat his radio broadcast. So if you're still tuned tomorrow morning, is it, Reuben?
Tomorrow morning, between 10 and 12, if you go to www.johnsonsound.com/live chat, you can join me in the live chat room we got. You can listen to me live on air tomorrow morning.
Yes, so you can join Reuben there live, and we'll be doing his live show from my boat again. Anyway, this main reason for me streaming today was because I want to thank everybody for getting me to that 1,000 subscriber mark. And people like Sasha here helped me along the way to get here. She's also been to my boat before, and was very helpful coming down Atherstone Locks. I have a question for you, actually, Sasha. Have you managed to get up Atherstone Locks? Because I see today I had an email that they were closed again. Sorry, my throat's dry. This gin and tonic. No. Sorry, what was it? No, it's H2O.
Something stronger later, hopefully.
We're off to a brewery in about an hour's time, so this stream can't go too long because we have a table booked at which brewery is it, Reuben?
We've got a bit of a walk. We're about Birmingham Brewery up at Cottridge.
So we're walking off to the brewery later. Oh, I'm glad you made it, Sasha. I'm glad you made it up there before it closed. I saw the closure notice this morning on my email, and I thought, oh no. But yeah, I'm glad you made it. Because it doesn't say how long for either, does it, on the closure? It says essential work or something. Was that the bottom lock, wasn't it, I believe?
Lock 11 a minute.
Yeah, I think it was the bottom lock. It was hot when we got there that day. When I was there with Sasha. Sasha helped me down those locks. It was 32 or 33 degrees that day.
Wow.
We were roasting. Anyway, anyone got any questions out there for me? Fire away. As I say, I really came on to thank everybody. Oh, not so good. The main beam broke. Reuben, that is your fault. You're too strong.
Yeah.
No, it's Sasha. That was me on that lock. Did I do lock 11? Yeah, I did lock 11. So it must have been me, Sasha, that broke it. Sorry. Oh, dear. Oh, hello there, Stuart. Sorry, I missed you there, Stuart. Coming up with hellos. Things are flying in here. I have to lean forward to read, as most people know I'm quite blind. You please bring back
But
the cooking channel, please, Trev.
Here.
The cooking will be back. The cooking will be back during the winter months. When I'm not walking off the canal so much, I'm going to bring back the cooking channel. So there will be cooking again. There's a couple of reasons why I really don't want to do it during the summer. Anyone that lives on a narrowboat will know that they get hot enough as it is without having the stove going and all the tops flying around and everything. And it's not easy to set up cameras in the kitchen. It's quite a small area, and when you're trying to cook and it's already 100 degrees in the boats, and you turn the cooker on, it's hard work. What makes it even more hard work is because to get some half sensible lighting, I normally end up by having to draw the blinds, and so the windows aren't cooling you down at all, and just to get the lighting half sensible. I hope the lighting's half sensible today. It appears so on my webcam, but I'm not quite sure how it's going to be looking for you. But I have left one window open, which is up here, and the other ones we've sort of closed all the curtains to try and just keep some natural light flowing in. I haven't put up any artificial light today. I'm just trying to use natural light. But yes, Stuart, yes, the cooking will be back. Lighting's good. Thank you, Stuart. Yeah, so I don't know if anyone's got questions to fire at me. It's a job to think of, just to talk about. I have been asked actually a few times here, where are we moored? We got this asked yesterday when I did the live show with Reuben on his radio station. I'll let you know because we're moving off quite shortly. We're actually at Cadbury's World on the Worcester and Birmingham Canal. We actually are on the secure moorings, which is all gated, so it's quite nice. Time in Chicago. Well, I didn't actually live in Chicago, Stuart. I lived near Chicago, although I did go to Chicago a few times. Anyone that probably knows, well, here's Blue Island Brewery, Chicago. I also liked hockey. That's ice hockey. And I went to the Chicago Blackhawks many a time, watched them. But as for living in and around the Chicagoland area, it's hi Trevor. Adrian from Bobes. Oh, hi Adrian. Yeah, living in and around the Chicagoland area. The winters are extremely cold, and the summer's extremely hot, and no in between. So one morning you sort of wake up and it's 90 degrees outside, and almost the next day you're scraping the car of ice and snow. It's that extreme. The winter's really killed me. I was getting to the point where I didn't want to shovel 3 foot of snow off the driveway before going to work. So yeah, that's one of the main reasons I came back, was the weather. I know I could have moved elsewhere and probably got better weather, but when you're over 60 and trying to find a job is not easy. Which way are you heading next? Going back into Brum, Sasha. Stuart. Sasha. Sorry, I see an S there, and as Sasha knows as well, I'm as blind as a bat. Yeah, we're going back into Birmingham. We're going to be stopping at Gas Street Basin. It's another secure place to hide out for a day before I carry on up the main line and go on up towards Wolverhampton, I think. I want to get across. I really want to get across the Llangollen Canal. Although I might have to head south and meet Sasha as well. I don't know quite which one I'm doing first. It's all I'm trying to work out where I can go. Can you smell the chocolate? No, I can't actually. No, there's no smell of chocolate here, and the part of the factory is literally I can look out the window. Actually, I'll even show you. Let's see if this works without my laptop falling over. Whoops. We can see out the window here. That building, if you can see that, I can't quite see what the laptop's showing right now, is part of Cadbury's. So that's how close to part of Cadbury's we are. It's not the old original Cadbury's, which is that way up the canal. But yeah. It is Birmingham Brewing Company we're heading for a pint, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Birmingham Brewing Company, we're heading for a pint. We were in the attic yesterday for a beer.
Nice, we two.
We had 2 beers in there. You have to book a table at this place at the moment. And I think they charge you £10 to book the table. But you get that money come back off on your beers when you buy your beers. So it's just, I think, to make sure that if you book a table, you turn up. So no, you're not taking a table away from anyone else. So I have to lean right forward to read any of this. Hi, Ben. I can recommend the Brummy Stout. Well, as you should say that, Reuben actually brought me a can of that, and I've already drunk it. Yesterday, when I was in the attic, I had their stout on nitro, followed by their imperial stout, which I must admit was absolutely gorgeous. The only problem is they served it far too cold. We're gonna have sorry, it's a train going by. As Turbo Stream will know, the tracks here run right along the canal, the train tracks. But yeah, so the Brummy Stout, very, very good indeed. Chocolate stouts, I've had a few. Sometimes I find them a little sickly, but I would try it. I'd definitely try it, but it might be one and done for me. I find them sometimes. It's not like a Guinness, where a Guinness you can just drink and drink and drink and drink and drink. Chocolate stouts are a little bit done and gone for me. One and done. But I would definitely try it. Yes, we have been sampling Mark's vegetables. We actually sent Mark a photograph of what the vegetable patches look at the moment.
It's a bit sad.
And look, I'll show you something. Right there. Here we go, look. Carrots and beetroot from Mark's vegetable patch. Scrummy carrots they are too. I chopped some up into a salad yesterday. The beetroot are going to get cooked probably tomorrow. Right, sorry about that, people, but I thought you might like to see that. I ran away, I know. Hi, Sunday Jim. Nice to see you too. I don't know how many people. We've got 17 people here. That's more than I expected. I must admit, I haven't really tried doing a proper live stream properly before. And I'm quite amazed so many people are joining. Hi, Lewis as well. And Sue and... yeah, we got all sorts of it. How about Man's Brown, Ale? Not sure I've tried it. But I like brown ale. I actually will probably do the Leeds and Liverpool, but it won't be this year. To be honest with you, I'd like to spend the whole summer going across the Leeds and Liverpool. There's so many nice places across there, and Sasha knows and Reuben knows now, my average cruising speed is dead slow. I'm quite happy going along on tick over all day long, and I, as you also all know, I like walking around places, so I stop and get off and walk, and a lot of places even you won't have seen because I go for walks and I don't film them every time I get off the boat. But yes, the Leeds and Liverpool's definitely up there. If you walk over the bridge, you can walk to Bourneville Green via Cadbury's and the Bird Cage Walk and take a wander about the place. Well, I did plan to actually go for a walking around there. Thought about doing it this morning, but unfortunately it was chucking it down with rain not very long ago, and I had to go and get some shopping. Managed to get down to Farm Foods, and did some shopping down there and get some food on the boat. Man's Brown is only 2%. They forget to make the beer.
made by Banks's Brewery in Wolverhampton.
I like a lot of Banks's beers.
Oh, Marsden's.
But no, I haven't tried the brown. And I must admit, if I saw it at 2%, I probably wouldn't pick it up.
It's a nice ale.
I'll second that. Sasha knows how fast I go. I haven't ever actually owned a narrowboat before, Lewis. But I've done an awful lot of narrowboating before. A good friend of mine used to own one, and I used to spend many a weekend and many a trip on that boat. We actually did it used to be moored at the Britannia Inn at Northampton on the River Nene or River Nen, depending where you come from. Don't want to upset anyone, so I'll use both. And we went from there 1 year obviously we got onto the Grand Union Canal via the Northampton Arm, Grand Union Canal, all the way up through here through Birmingham, and picked up the Trenton Mersey, and up the Trenton Mersey up onto the where's Sasha, where you've been moored? Oh gee whiz. Bridgewater Canal up across the Leeds and Liverpool, onto the Erin Corder, and then back down onto the Macclesfield. No, it's not Macclesfield, is it? Wherever the canal is, anyway. We ended up by going to the British Waterways Festival that year, which was at not Macclesfield, something similar. I can't remember the name. Anyway, it was 23 days it took us to do it. And that was actually going quite... thank you, Sasha. My brain went dead there. I've only heard you say it about 1,000 times. But yes, so I have... Yes, I know, Sue, the Leeds and Liverpool is absolutely beautiful. And it's quite odd a couple of places because once you get up once you go up all the locks, Wigan Flight, you don't do that many more locks going across until you get up to the summit there. And there's places where the canal meanders so much. I remember there's one hillside, and you sort of do a huge U-shape and come back up the other side, and it takes you like 2 hours to get 100 yards of basically across a big gorge. No, I was born in Winchester. I'm a Hampshire hog. I was born down in Winchester and lived in Hampshire all my life until I moved to the US for 15 years. Now, of course, I have no fixed abode. I live wherever my canal boat is, which I rather like. I've been on it now since the 22nd of February, and I can't say I've had a bad day on the boat. We had a little bit of a wander around. We actually came through there to come out to Cadbury World. We were in Gas Street Basin a couple of days ago, and we wandered around some of it. It's actually very nice down that area now. The last time I went through Gas Street Basin, it was all fallen down, tumbled down, old wharf buildings and graffiti everywhere. And you didn't really want to stay. You had to stay actually on the moorings in Gas Street Basin, which are now I see are residential moorings, but they weren't back in the day. I went through there because you were probably going to get robbed otherwise, if not killed. But now there's some beautiful restaurants there and beautiful pubs and bars. And when you wander just up off the canal, they're putting in a tramway now, is it? They're putting in a tramway through, and yes, an awful lot of money being spent in Birmingham city centre, and it is looking absolutely brilliant. Yeah. So I'm trying to catch up with some reading here. I'm not so sure about homesick for England. I always intended to come back home. I always said, and I've said this since I was in my 20s, if I get the chance to retire or semi-retire like I basically am now, I wanted to buy a boat and live on a boat. And I've said that since my 20s. And I had the opportunity to sell my house in America and make enough money to buy the boat. And I took the opportunity when it arose, because it may not happen again, you know. And I'm pretty sure house prices since this, whatever you want to call it, pandemic or whatever it's called, has happened, have plummeted. And I'm very fortunate. I actually sold my house on. My favourite place since I've been continuously cruising. That's a tough one. I think every time you stop, you get a new favourite place. There's a few places which are well known I really like going to. Stoke Bruin for one. You go on the boat in at Stoke Bruin, everybody's so friendly in there, you know. And okay, I was in there in early March, so they weren't busy or anything, but everybody talks to you, you know. The locals are in there, perhaps not so much when it's in a busy period, but that was really nice. Then I moved up the Grand Union Canal and I was in the wharf in at Bugbrook. There again, you know, I had a job to buy a beer in the wharf in at Bugbrook, not because they wouldn't serve me, because as soon as I walked to the bar, somebody wanted to buy me one. It was crazy. You know, I think I went in there, I walked out drunk and bought one beer. But you know, different places there, and obviously the pub situation sort of died away. Newbold on the Oxford Canal, lovely little village to walk around. If you own a dog and you want to go for some walks, you can walk all day there. There's just so much to see and do. I actually have a little video to come out shortly, and I walked around. I did a lot of the walking. I was actually trying to find the old tunnel there, and I found it in the end. And I walked past it about 6 times before I actually spotted it. It's yeah, lovely. Yes, it is. It is. You know, in America, what they keep on about is the American dream. I think their idea of a dream is not my idea of a dream. Their idea of a dream seems to be, and I'm sorry if there's any Americans in listening at the moment. I don't mean to put any of you down. You know, I loved living there when I was there. I had no problem living there, and I met some fantastic people. American dream to me seems to be how much you can own, or the bank probably owns. Nice house, nice car, and all that. That doesn't mean that much to me. This lifestyle means more to me. I think my health and hi Lisa. Well, you see, there's me talking about Americans, and Lisa joins us. Nice to see you on board. I know you're in trying to think what state you're in now. Indiana, aren't you, Lisa? And so you're 5 hours behind us. So it's only 7 o'clock in the morning there, or 7:28 now. Nice for you to come aboard. Yes, thank you, Lisa. My brain's gone a bit screwy here. You start to do so. You think of everything to say, and then you can't remember anything. Still pumping coffee. Yes, I can understand that. I'm on the G&T. Oh no, sorry, it's water, and it is water. I wish it was G&T, but as we're going out for a beer already, it's later on. It's water. I do get a dry throat when trying to talk. Yes, you got some giants. You have giant dogs. I've seen you on Facebook with all the dogs, Lisa. Yeah. I don't know if they'd fit on the boats. Yes, I totally agree there, Jack. Lifestyle and health is an awful lot more important than material belongings. This isn't the prettiest boat in the world. It's not the newest boat in the world. It's actually 34 years old. But it floats, and it's where I call home. And it's taken me everywhere I want to go at the moment on the canal system. Okay, I know because it's 60 foot long, it won't do every single canal in the UK. But I give minimalists all the greats in the world for them wanting to try and do every single canal in the UK. That is not something I really want to do or plan to do. Okay, I love going on new canals all the time. It's absolutely fantastic to do a new canal. But I'm quite happy. I've been on most of these canals I'm on right now before. And what I found actually is quite amazing is how little they changed. Yeah, okay, there's new factories being built and new housing developments. But when you go through the locks, you recognise them every time you reach a set of locks. They all, well, it's not changed. People here talking to me, sorry, I've got to lean forward to read it. Which do you prefer, going through a lock or having to operate as electric? Oh, well, actually, I haven't been through an electric swing bridge yet. The only swing bridge I've been through was a manual one. And it was only a small one. It's actually, it's where this boat would probably call home. It's at Rose Narrowboats on the Oxford Canal there, and this is the next hire boat from Rose's. Yes, home is definitely where the heart is. No, do you know what? I've never been lonely. No, Karen, I've never been lonely. It's funny because this is something a lot of people said to me, especially my friends in America before I moved back. Joe and Deneen and all, they go, "You're going to be so bored. You're going to be so lonely." Do you know, if I want to be on my own, I can be. I can moor up in the middle of nowhere and I can spend the night middle of nowhere. Fantastic. I love doing that sometimes. But where we're moored right now, there's a boat moored just behind us. And we barbecued last night. We grilled out and had a couple of beers last night together. Great time. And I think it's canal life is that little bit different. Everybody talks to everybody. Well, 99.9% of everybody would talk to everybody, and everybody will help each other. And you're more up next thing you know, you're chatting and you're having a beer together. It's absolutely a great life. You don't have time to get lonely, and you certainly don't have time to get bored because anyone that knows that owns a narrowboat, there's always something to do on a narrowboat, especially when you buy one that's 34 years old. I'm not talking major repairs like welding it up or anything like that. Just little jobs you want to do. And this being an ex-hire boat was designed for lots and lots of people on board for holidays. Well, I want somewhere I can actually sit down and relax. I don't really have a proper seating area at the moment, except for this dinette we're on at the moment, which is a U-shaped dinette. U-shape? No, L-shape.
Yeah.
And so there's not great sitting area. I want I want to change it around a bit. I've changed the back out. I'm making that into an office area and somewhere to put a washing machine and all. And I want to change the front out, where there's bunk beds as well. This bunk beds I've been taking out, by the way, which I want to make into a sitting area with probably a wood burning stove. Everybody's asking me questions here. I'm not keeping up with you. Sorry, guys. I get chatting to myself basically. Have you had any trouble with any locals be harassed with being moored where you're moored. None at all, actually. Actually, no hassle at all with any locals. No, the funny thing is, I'm more up outside someone's house, basically. And if they're out in the garden, the first thing I ever do is talk to them. You go, oh, hi, good evening, how you doing? And I think just breaking the barrier there straight away and saying hello, it's great. I've just opened that bridge an hour ago. Ah, yes, yeah, it's a bit of an awkward one on your own, isn't it, Sasha? That little one. It's only a footbridge going across there, and it's a little bit awkward because anyone that doesn't live on a narrowboat or doesn't go narrowboats and wouldn't know this, but the swing bridges years ago, when they were first put in, were always left open for the boats. The boats had right of way, so you didn't have to worry about them. So they would all the operations were on the off towpath side, so that the horses had free walk straight down, the bridge open, and they didn't have to untie the horse or whatever to get past the bridge. But now, of course, most of the bridges have right of way across the canal. There's a very few left open. So as a boater, especially single-handed boater, like Sasha is, you have to moor up on the opposite side where there's not normally very good mooring. You might have one mushroom mooring to moor against, perhaps the front of the boat or whatever, and then you have to open it, drag your boat through normally because you can't get back on your boat properly, and then jump back on your boat and tie it off again, and then close the bridge, which can be a little bit daunting on your own. I've only done the one there, but I have done them before. If you need more supplies, there's a big Sainsbury's at Selly Oak, and you're not far from there. Yes, we was going to head that way, but I decided not to. Actually, there's a brand new Sainsbury's down near the university, isn't there? Birmingham University. Yeah. But there's no moorings there. There's all the towpaths. They're all concrete, so you can't even put a pin in. Brand new Sainsbury's there, but you can't moor up. But where we're moored here at the moment, we've walked just down into the village of, was it Sturchley? Sturchley. Yeah. And there is a Morrison's there, and there is a Farm Foods there, where I've stocked up from. Yeah, I know the Sainsbury's I knew about because
we did try to stop up on the way up, didn't we?
Well, the first one we did, but we couldn't because there was no mooring.
That was the one. That's
there's no. Oh, was it?
Yeah, because there was in Selly Oak, but it's still in Selly Oak, but they built the new one.
I was going to say there's one I know further up the canal. Northfield is it? I don't know the names of the places very well. Sorry, I'm getting helped out here because Reuben is from the area. He knows it better than me. Where I know Mark and Mark's wife, Julie. No, not Julie. It's the other Mark and Julie. Oh, gee whiz. Who put the garden in? Oh, Well-Decked Diaries. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So I knew you used to go up to the Sainsbury's that way where he moored up. There's apparently 1 hour mooring outside that Sainsbury's, I believe, at Northfield. But yeah, the Sainsbury's, wherever it was, there's nowhere to moor. So if you've got to walk half a mile or so while you're shopping, it's no real help. I'm getting well behind here, aren't I? Oh, do you watch Sasha as well, Lisa? Very nice. I missed your live chat the other night, Sasha. I'm sorry, but reception in Gas Street Basin, where I was moored right outside. What's the name of that town? The pub?
Tap and Spire.
No, we went to the Tap and Spa, but it was moored outside. Oh, yeah. Somewhere. Anyway, where we were moored, the internet reception was absolutely horrible. And I wasn't going to sit outside. I'm sorry, it's where I could get a reception to watch you. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, it's Well, I did. I have watched yours since.
Yeah, watched that today anyway.
I watched it yesterday afterwards. Oh, Lisa, sorry. This is Reuben Spur. Reuben Spur was my first ever patron and one of my very, very early subscribers. He actually does a radio show as well, and he's actually done it live from my boat twice already. And he's going to do another live show from my boat tomorrow.
Morning.
So yeah, being a guest on the boat for a few days now helped me for the locks through Birmingham, which was a big help. But saying that, I wouldn't have come to Birmingham if
it wasn't for me.
It wasn't for you in the first place. But yeah, this is Reuben. Sorry for people that lately joined. I forgot to reintroduce him. Oh yeah, okay. So it's not far under the bridge. Mark and Debbie, thank you, Sue. Debbie. Oh, my brain was going. I was racking my brain there. I only watch them every week. Good morning, Reuben from Lisa.
Good morning. You could also check out my YouTube channel. It's Reuben's Adventures on YouTube.
You can get up to 3 months' supplies from your GP in situations where you are away from any help. My GP is not too keen on giving me 3 months' supply of. But what I do for it, I take medication, and I use a company called Pharmacy to You, and I'll get an email saying it's due to get my prescription, which I just then fill out my prescription or what my requirements are in their website. I put in the address I want to ship to, which I use the post office where I know I'm going to be within the next couple of days or so, and then it'll go there and I get it shipped there. And there's a thing called Post Restante, where they'll hold your mail for you for up to a week. So I just go in there then and pick my prescription up, which normally works perfectly okay, except for last month when when I changed the address to where I wanted it shipped to, and something went wrong on their website and it went to the old address. But normally, and it took me 2 weeks or so to sort it out, but otherwise I don't have a problem getting my prescription. It just goes to my GP. They do all the work. They send it off to my GP and ask for it, and they send me the tablets. And it's a free service. Yes, thank you, Susan, as well. I don't know. I'm terrible with names. I forget my own sometimes. Sorry, Lewis. I keep missing things. I keep thinking about getting on the water and cruising the canals, but I need a lot of meds each month, and it's that's as I say. It's I don't use Pharmacy to You, and just pick on I know where I'm going to be roughly in a week's time, and it takes about a week from putting this prescription in to getting them. So I just work out where I'm going to be, and if I'm there a day or two early, I just moor up for a day or two and walk to the post office and pick them up. It's really easy. Yes, I do like cooking, Lisa. I can throw almost anything together and make food out of. This morning, I opened up the fridge and we got sausages and bacon and eggs. Not much else to go with it. Actually, at the time, we didn't have any eggs. We went and got eggs. And I'm thinking, I'm fed up with a fried breakfast and all that. So I made a frittata this morning. Chopped up some sausage, threw in the pan, fried it off, added some chopped up bacon, fried it off, diced up a couple of tomatoes and threw in, whisked up 4 or 5 eggs, poured over the top, cooked it and finished off under the broiler for Lisa, grill for us English, and we had a frittata for breakfast this morning, or brunch. We decided to have a late breakfast because we're going for a beer this afternoon, and
maybe no barbecue outside, but
decided, well, we'll have a decent breakfast late. The cooking ones will come back. Yeah, I do enjoy cooking. Everybody knows that I enjoy eating. Actually, that's probably why I enjoy cooking. I can't afford to eat out every day of the week. I can't afford to eat out once a month, really. So if you want to eat nice food, you have to learn to cook it. And to be honest with you, nice food is cheaper to make than some junk food, to be honest with you.
Even better with fresh ingredients.
And when you walk across outside your door and pick your fresh ingredients, which Mark and Debbie planted, the carrots were absolutely fantastically sweet. I chopped up one in the salad last night, and it was absolutely great. A little lettuce from there as well was in the salad. Also, some of my salad leaves from my boat, some chives from my boat. But yeah, just fresh ingredients. Absolutely great. The potatoes over there as well are looking great, but I had potatoes already on the boat which needed using. Andy, the boat behind me, he picked some of the potatoes and is cooking potatoes from there. It's not going to waste. No, I've never thought about using a Ninja food to cook my meals. I believe they're electric. Or is that the one which uses the hot? Or is it the thermal one? I can't remember what Ninja is. If it's the thermal one, it's great for doing dishes, which perhaps for winter dishes, where you want the long, slow cook. But if you want a quick cook, I don't think you can beat gas. And I can't really have an electric stove or anything that's too high on the electric. My inverter will run some things, but not everything. I'm from Winchester. Disarming Crib. Sorry, I just had to read your name there. Yeah, I was born in Winchester. So I have a Hampshire hog accent. Mixed in with a bit of everywhere else I've been to in the world, probably. They're electric. Yeah, electric's very difficult to use on the boat. Too much electric. The laptop's plugged in at the moment to make sure it kept going all the time to my inverter. It's a 2000 watt inverter, and it runs two lines. Runs 1000 watts down both sides of the boat. So you can't use more than 1000 watts on any one socket. And since I got quite a few sockets in the boat, you have to be really careful what you plug in. I use things like a food processor and spice grinders and that sort of thing. But electricity can be the main downfall. I have solar panels on the roof, which are just about keeping me going at the moment. So it's still charging the laptop. But electricity, unless you're running the engine, is one thing you got to be careful on how much you use. The fridge takes up a lot, to be honest with you. The fridge drains the batteries overnight almost. But the solar, if it's a brightish day, and it's brightened up a bit here now, will probably keep most things going during the day. But yeah. So, and if you're hooked up to shoreline electric, obviously not a problem. Hi Mick there. The first time I went on a narrowboat, I think I was either 23 or 24. It was a friend's boat at work. He's 10, 12 years older than me. He had a narrowboat. It was a small 40-foot Springer, moored at Northampton. And the idea was we was going to go onto the narrowboat and do some, like, the 3 or 4 of us went up there. It's going to be a weekend fishing competition. Well, I think the only fishing we actually did was in the bottom of beer glasses in the pub. But that weekend, I was driving back because I drove up there. and I was driving back the car, and I was driving. The friends were in the car, and I said, "I love that. I love being on that boat because we did a little cruise, you know, up and down the river. So when I retire, I'm going to buy a narrowboat and live on one." And they all laughed at me. Guess what I did when I retired? I bought a narrowboat and I'm living on one, and haven't looked since. I'm so much happier in my life at the moment than I've been for years. I can be wherever I want to be, you know, and you don't get upset with your neighbours, because if you do, you just unmoor and disappear 100 yards down the canal, and you've got new neighbours. Yeah, really loving it. Can't think of anything else I want to do at the moment. And it's not the easiest life in the world. People think, oh, you're just on holiday all the time. No, you're not. There's a lot of work to do on a boat. It's harder living on a boat than it is in a house, because you have to think about things like electricity. Oh, it's not very sunny out today. The solar's only bringing in 3 amps of power. I better make sure I'm not going over 3 amps of power, so I don't have to run the engine, which is obviously diesel costs and fuel costs. So yeah, it's but yeah, that's why it's just been a dream for forever, Mick, basically, that I wanted to live on a narrowboat. Right, my boat was blacked August 2019. Although I don't think it had a brilliant job done. I'm thinking next year I want to bring it out to be re-blacked, which will only be 2 years. Excuse me a moment. Ugh, dry throat. Which will only be 2 years since it was last blacked. But I think I'm going to get it done again. And I think I want to get it basically cleaned right back, and I want 2-pack put on. That'll probably give me 10 years then. Renaming the boat. That is a question I've been deciding myself. I originally always said I was going to name the boat, and I had a couple of names in mind what I was going to call it. But actually, I don't mind the name Albertine. It's an unusual name. I've never come across another boat with the name. I'm not saying there's not another boat out there with the same name. So at the moment, it's staying. When I repaint it, perhaps in a couple of years' time, I'll think about it. But at the moment, it's staying. Let's try and catch up again here. Wood stove. Yes, I will have a crock pot. I actually have a great big cast iron pot in my cupboard right now. That will be going on the stove in the winter. Yeah, mental health, Nick. It's I never say I really struggled with mental health problems until you suddenly, it's just everyday problems. You know, living in a house, you know, you got your mortgage, your electric bill, your gas bill, and there's just bill after bill after bill. And I'm not saying I was broke or anything like that. I had the money to pay for all these bills. We have to remember to do them, and it's just making sure all the bills get paid on time. Well, you know, now I've like 1 bill after, or 2 bills I have to really make sure get paid every year. That's my license for the boat and my insurance for the boat. That's the only 2 I really have to worry about now. Do them once a year, done. I don't have any. Well, obviously I use gas, but when the bottle runs out, it's not a bill that comes in the mail. I stop off at a marina or the fuel boat that goes by and goes, "Have a new gas bottle, please." Exchange it over, you're done. You know, exchange £35 for a new bottle, and you're all done. Diesel the same. You know, the last 3 times I filled up with diesel, the last 3 times I filled up with diesel, I see a fuel boat coming along, and I just wave them down and fill up with fuel. I can go 2 to 3 months probably without filling up quite easily, especially now I have the solar fitted. But yeah, I just fill up. I see when I just fill up. It's the easiest way to do it. I've got loads of catching up here again. Yeah, so yeah, I definitely crock pot on the stove is a definite Sue. Yeah, yes, and yes, improvement of mental health is a big one. Say, I don't know about. I had problems with mental health. You don't realise it. Perhaps how stress perhaps is the way more stressful than anything. Trying to remember to do everything, especially when I lived on my own for years. You have to make sure all the bills are paid and all this, that, and the other, and things are happening. And you don't realise how, and going to work even, just make sure you go to work every day and make the money to pay for all these things. Just taking that out of life is just so much different. Well, you see, they say you shouldn't change the name of the boats unless it's out of the water. I actually am not superstitious in any way, shape, or form. So if I feel like changing the name of the boat, I will. But at this moment in time, I don't intend to do it unless I actually repaint the boat. Because otherwise, I'd have to paint the name out and try and match the colour up and all that. So it's not going to happen at the moment. No council tax, you're right. No council tax. As a continuous cruiser, I have no council tax or whatever the proper name is. Community tax, is it called these days?
Community charge. Yeah.
If I stop in the marina for more than 6 months, I do. But as I'm a continuous cruiser, and the longest I've stopped anywhere is, well, actually, I was going to say 6 or 7 days, but actually it's not. The longest I've stopped anywhere was Rugby when they first closed the canals down for the lockdown, and I stayed there for about 11 or 12 weeks. Yes, Lisa, you go and get a coffee. I might have to get a cup of water. I'm going to do that, people, because I'm getting dry. And the fridge is only just here. And yes, look, it is just water. Oh, sorry about that. I had to do that. I need to. I don't normally do this much talking. I normally do all the listening. Where are we? Yes, Callan. Yeah, I. Do you know what? Most things which are superstitious are just common sense. Like you don't walk under a ladder. Well, no, you're pretty stupid if you walk under a ladder anyway. If someone's painting up there, they might drop a can of paint on your head, and stupid things like that. So a lot of it's just common sense what becomes superstition. But yeah, I'm not superstitious. I do believe in common sense, though, not doing stupid things if you can help it. It's just walking under ladders is just something I wouldn't do just because I wouldn't walk under a ladder. Health, probably, Lisa, would be the only thing. But as long as I can still move the boat, at this moment in time, I intend to live on it. If it came to a point I couldn't, well, I don't know if I really want to move back to bricks and mortar, but I guess the opportunity will always be there. But it's not something in my thought stream whatsoever, wanting to go back to bricks and mortar. I have been so happy since I've been on this boat. It's unbelievable. I just every day's a good day. There's no chucking it down with rain and you're sat inside and no. I have a TV on this boat and it may have get put on for an hour a week. I still even watch TV. I'd be on the internet. I'm on my laptop now, and sometimes I watch. Actually, I tell you what, I do watch on the TV. I like the F1. I like Formula One racing, and that's the only thing I put on the TV in the last 3 weeks since it's been back on. So I've watched that, but nothing else. I may occasionally stream a movie. We started streaming one yesterday, and then watched half of it and
went to the pub.
went to the brewery. So we still got half a movie to watch.
We have.
But yeah, TV doesn't really go on. I'm quite happy to putting music on. I have one of those little Bluetooth speakers. I just put the phone on Spotify or something and just play music. Or listen to Reuben's show.
Yes.
Oh, it was, thank you very much for watching Sunday Jim. I really appreciate it. And yeah, it's nice for everybody to come and join me here today. I was really surprised anyone came.
Got 23.
Oh, Kaylin. Sorry, Kaylin. I'm really sorry I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. I'm not the best at pronunciation of names at the best of times. But sorry, Kaylin. Kaylin, I will try and remember for the next time. So Lisa wants to come and join me on my boat. I love rock music. Any classic rock I will listen to all day long. Well, my boat actually has a 3-cylinder Lister engine in it. I've no idea what cc it is, but it's 25 horsepower when it was new. And I've been on the River Nene in it, or Nen, because I was in Northampton, coming upstream when it was in flood. And I was probably doing 6 miles an hour against the flow. In deep water, this boat flies. But it has quite a large prop on it. But yeah, I had no problem at all coming up the river, and that was against the flow coming upstream, and the lower part of the river was in flood. It was all closed. You couldn't go down through the top lock because it was closed off at the time because of flood. So yeah, this will push water, and it's only got a 3-cylinder Lister in it, and it's only 25 horsepower. I don't think the horsepower is so much. The bit that's more important, I think, is torques. It's how much torque your engine would do, low end torque. And this has a hell of a lot of low end torque. And that's where you get your power from, is the torque. I do the Ribble. And this boat, you have to be able to do, I think, 6 miles an hour to do the Ribble link. And this boat, I know, will do 6 miles an hour. And that was against the flow coming up, as I say, the River Nen. And because that's what the speed was on my GPS anyway, was 6.1 or 6.2 miles an hour I actually got up to. And that wasn't flat out. That was faster than I'd normally cruise on the canal. But I was wanting to get up and off the river and back onto the canal system. So I just pushed it up through there. So it's deep and wide. There's no other boats to be seen. And that was back on March the 17th, I think it was. No, it wasn't. That was on March the 20th. And you may know, and I know why I can remember the date. I did the Northampton Arm that day. I set off at 7 o'clock in the morning, did the Northampton Arm, which is 17 locks. And then I cruised up the Grand Union Canal to Bugbrook. And I had a drink in the wharf inn at Bugbrook, because my birthday is on the following Tuesday, and that was the last day the pubs are open. So I decided I'd have an early drink for my birthday, and that's the day when I couldn't buy a beer. Everybody beer was just, they were lined up in front of me. It was crazy. I had far too much to drink that night, I admit it. Do you have a favourite area you explore? Do you know, this is a weird thing about favourite areas. 500-year-old buildings, are quite modern in some places. 1,000-year-old buildings start to get a bit rarer, but as for 200 or 300-year-old buildings, they're everywhere. We are very spoilt in Europe for our history, and that is something I That's, you know what? That's probably the biggest thing I missed living in America was the history of Europe. When I lived in Basingstoke, I could drive half a mile down, well, not half a mile, but 3 or 4 miles down the road, and I was at King John's Castle. I could go 12 miles north, and I was at Newbury Castle. There's just always somewhere you can go and see. Yeah, I'm thinking about Wales in the autumn. I know a couple of other narrowboat channels that I've met up with while cruising around, and a couple of them want to winter on the Llangollen during winter, and I was thinking about joining them. But I don't set anything in stone. You know, I'm the crazy person. When I first started doing this, I'd get to a junction where the two canals meet, and I'd toss a coin which direction I went in. That's how much I plan. Except for if I plan to come here to I can't even remember Birmingham. I can't even remember.
Birmingham, Worcester.
Well, this is the Birmingham Worcester Canal. I come up the Birmingham and Fazeley Canal to go up now we're on the Worcester and Birmingham Canal. But I only planned that because I promised Reuben I'd come up and meet him. But yeah, otherwise I'm one of these people that way looks nice, or I don't know which way they go. Toss a coin, going that way. You know, I really don't have a problem with anywhere to go. Everywhere's nice. I don't know of a bad place on the canal. Well, yes, there are some undesirable places on the canal you don't want to stop overnight in, perhaps. Just like in any big city around the world, you can be anywhere, and you have undesirables lurking around. But you just don't moor there. You know, number one is look for other boats moored up, more as a group, and it's safety. It is safety in numbers. Or if I'm in the absolute middle of nowhere, I'm quite happy to moor on my own. I've done that a few times. When I was on the Oxford and the Coventry Canal, I'd come to places where there's a nice bit of Armco where you can drop your chains in or whatever and moor up against, and you won't see another boat in either direction, and you don't even see walkers because you can tell nobody's walking the towpath high back them because they weren't getting cut. You couldn't walk through the grass on the towpath; it's that tall. So I'm quite happy just to moor up there for the night and love it. Yes, do you know what? We've been on here over an hour now, and time just flies, doesn't it? I haven't been to Fradley yet, Kaylin. I do know the old Armitage place. I've been up past there before, at Armitage there at Fradley, but I haven't. I could well end up that way at some point in the near future. I'm going to go out of Birmingham out of Birmingham going north at the moment. I don't even know if I want to do that. I don't know. I really don't know what I want to do right at the moment. I might even turn around and go back south. I know I'm crazy. I just no fancy going.
When they pack you away again.
I fancy going back down the down the Birmingham Worcester. The only thing that's been putting me off going that way is the tardy big flight of locks. Tardy big, yeah.
Well, I'm sure we can do that. We've done 23 locks, 24 locks.
Yeah, there's 20 up there going down Tardy big.
Yeah.
So that's
go that way.
So I might even turn the boat around yet. No,
turn it around and you drop me off at the Droitwich.
I turned around once because I said I was going back to Birmingham. Now I'm toying with the idea of turning around again.
And going
south. Yeah. The only problem with going that way is I don't want to go on the River Severn.
That's a nice pub. I tried the bridge.
And I'm not sure where I'm going to go if I don't come back up the River Severn. So that's what's putting me off at the moment. I don't have an anchor on the boat at the moment.
Well, you can do the locks and then turn around and come back to the locks.
I don't really want to do that. Just come back up the locks again. But yeah, it's what do you do? I don't know really where I want to go. As I say, I have no plans of ever. Always confused me, the river Nen pronounced Neen or Nen. Yeah, well, being moored on the river Nen, because we were moored in Northampton, they call it the Nen in Northampton, and it's called the Nen all down through Cugana and down, I think, past Wellingborough. My parents live in Wellingborough, my brother, and on down. I think it's when you get down towards like what's it? Not Petersfield. What's the name of the town? It changes anyways. The further you go down the river, then it suddenly changes to the Neen. But at Northampton, they pronounce it the Nen. When you go down river, it changes to the Neen. Peterborough. At Peterborough, it's definitely called the Neen at Peterborough, but it's somewhere between Peterborough and say
like Harborough.
Around that area. I think it sort of changes name. I think when you go out of Northamptonshire, it changes name. Yeah, it's one of the great things kind of about being able to do things spontaneously when you live on a boat. And I don't have anything in plan. I've set nothing in concrete. Turn left at Kings Norton. Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah. I haven't really looked at the map book yet.
I'll just go that way through Solihull.
Literally, I was here talking. I'm thinking, do I really want to go back up through Birmingham? While we're talking, this is going through my brain.
Well, we've turned Houston to go through Solihull.
Yeah, go
through Alton and what's
the North Stratford Canal?
Let's get my book out. Wait up there, people.
Was it the North Stratford Canal?
If you canals, these are good books. Is it 1 to 5? 1 to 5. This is number 2. Is it? Oh no, sorry. Number 3. Number 2 is at home. So let's find this map.
Anyway, I'm not a radio ham. I said it once in a vlog, and I don't know why I said Trevor out at the end of the vlog. It happened, and I used to be on CB radio years and years ago, and I just sort of happened one day. I said it, and I got a couple of comments to it. Oh, I love the way you end your vlog, and I just looked back to see how I actually ended it. I didn't know I'd said Trevor out at the end, and I had to look back and see how I actually ended it. So after it, it became sort of a catchphrase of mine. People were. It seemed to be when I got a few comments about it, I thought that's a great way of ending your vlog. Trevor out, and so I just left it there, and it seems to work. You don't have to think of anything else to say. Yeah, well, I turn the boat around all ways, all directions, all the time. Daffod, is it David or Daffod? Is it pronounced? Sorry, I'm the Welsh. My dad's David, and I used to break down in Donut City, Basingstoke, not the other Donut City, which is obviously what's the other one? The Newtown. Gee, where's my brain is fried today. Anyway, the town with all the roundabouts, not Basingstoke, the other one. That's where Lisa and Glenn are on A Life Full of Meaning. Oh, been there enough times when I worked for Volkswagen.
Yeah, you said it the other day.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Milton Keynes, thank you, Richard. Keynes. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, there is. I know there's a winding hole just down here.
Went past it again.
Yeah, do you know what? You're right there, mate. You know, I'm not so worried about the watering holes. Yes, I do enjoy going for a pint and all that. But these days, since everything's changed around and it's not quite so socially accepted going to the pub, I'm more than happy if it's a nice day. I'll grab a beer and I sit out on my back deck in a chair, little table, sunshade up, sit out there and watch the world go by. I don't even have to talk to anybody for hours. I can just watch the world go by and love every minute of it. And it's just like being in a little patio, you know. I love it. But yeah, there's always food on my boats. There's I do always make sure there's plenty of food. I've never got close to running out. With leaks, well, the ones we eat, oh no, it's the ones with holes in. Leaks in the boat, no. Leaky locks, yes. Trying to get lock gates open where their leaks are badly sometimes. It is David. Okay, thank you for confirming for that. For Australia, well, welcome. Yeah, Milton Keynes. Yeah, I know my brain is trying to think of everything at once. I've got so much going on with this. Say, I've sort of done a silly little live stream before, but I didn't expect anything like this. Having 25 people watching is quite amazing. You know, I was expecting perhaps to get 2, when one being Reuben. I told him he had to log on his phone just so I'd have somebody. And he's not logged on his phone, by the way. So he's not one of those numbers. Oh dear. But yes, yeah, I am crazy. You're right there. I am crazy. I'm very mad. I'm very spontaneous. If I decide I want to just go and do something, I change my mind all the time. I can be going somewhere. Nah, I don't want to go there anymore. Go the other way. And now I'm thinking about, do you know what? I'm really thinking about going that way. But I might go that way first to Birmingham.
Turn around.
And turn around at Gas Street Basin and have one more.
Otherwise, you've got to reverse back.
No, I can go. There's a winding hole just down here. I remember us coming up past it.
Oh yeah.
But
get that one, turn around.
But I might just go to Birmingham and turn around. If I go to Birmingham and turn around, have another drinky poos in the city.
Yeah. Then where?
Then I'll turn around and come back this way.
Up to where?
I don't know. Where the boat stops. I am crazy, you see. Question up above about the heat. Oh, did I miss something up here? I'm sorry. You know what? Some of these questions I don't ever see pop up. From Egypt. Oh, hello, Ahmed. You're from Egypt. I see you mention on my vlogs all the time. Yes, I know it's there was a reason for it to be 12 o'clock today, Anna. Reuben has taken me out for a drink at a brewery and we have a table booked at 2. So and it's half an hour's walk to get there. So we are running out of time here now, and you can't compete with Egypt. I don't. Do you know what? It's quite amazing. My little channel, I have just over 1,000 subscribers now, which is another big thank you to everybody that subscribes to my channel. I started off with a thank you. This is what this blog was all about, to thank everybody that joins, that's read on my channel, and it's absolutely great. But yeah, people from around the world, I get comments, you know, it's just amazing that you want to watch me and my boat going on the canals of England. I'm pretty sure most people just want to watch the bits and pieces I film of England, which I don't blame you, because I want to walk these places and look at these places as well. We have some beautiful countryside here in the UK. I know there's some beautiful places elsewhere in the world as well. fortunately, I've been very fortunate in my life, and I've seen a lot of them. Yeah, but the old country still draws me back. Well, the heat this summer, it's okay. You can open the windows up and open the front and back doors, and it's not too bad. The only trouble is when it's really bad is when you start cooking a lot, and that's why I cut out the cooking videos during the summer. It was a hot day, and I've decided it's just I just don't. It's just not comfortable. And if you're not comfortable while you're doing it, you're not going to be comfortable in how you're cooking it and how you're presenting it. So that's why I cut out the cooking videos. But they will be back in the winter, because there probably won't be so much an opportunity for off-the-cut videos. And to be honest with you, walking around these little villages and everything, they're so much more beautiful in the summer. A lot of people put flowers out. They're just beautiful in the summer. And, you get the sun off the sandstone and all this, and the buildings just look phenomenal rather than dreary and miserable. And it's a summer thing, really is. And walking across open green fields, it's magical. So the cooking videos will come back. The off-the-cut videos, I think, are going to be sort of for 6 months of the year, and then the cooking videos for another 6 months of the year. But the cruising videos, I'm going to try and keep one for every Saturday. There's only just not a cruising video this week. I have one. I have loads of footage to edit. With inviting Reuben aboard, I just haven't had time to sit down and spend hours editing the video together. Now I know I'm not on the level of some of the other YouTubers out there are really talented at editing videos. I know I'm not on their level. I'm trying to get better, but I take hours and hours and hours of footage. My average video, say a video is 15 minutes long, that's probably cut from at least 3 hours, probably like 5 hours of video. And it probably takes me 6 to 8 hours to edit it. So it's a full day's work to edit it, and probably it's filmed over 2 or 3 days. So there's a lot of work goes into a little short video. And I'd say I'm no expert at it. I'm pretty sure some of these people do it in half the time I do it in. It's all new to me. Bye, Sue. Thank you for joining us. You was born in the wrong country, Lisa. Yeah, well, we all think that sometimes, don't we? Well, thank you very much, Kaylin. Thank you very much indeed. I will keep trying, and I just hope that things slowly get better. As I'm an old dog, and you can teach an old dog new tricks. Thank you, Lisa. I think I'm trying to get them better. You learn new things. The video editing software. I have the stuff that you can do it, and it's absolutely unbelievable. But it's trying to learn it all. Know where you're coming from. I learn something new every time I do a video, and I try and do something different in it or whatever, and try and get some different effects in it. But I don't think I'll ever learn it all. It's just you need to go on a course for it. That's what you need to do, and I just haven't done that. And of course, living on a boat is not the easiest thing to do. Of course, I do watch videos on the editing software I have is what's it called?
Oh, what's it called? Oh, I got saying one.
It's called NCH Software Video Pad, and it's there are videos on YouTube showing you how to do different things in it, but you can't watch them all for every single aspect. Anyways, we're going to have to sign off now very, very shortly. I really, really appreciate everybody joining me today. Without you guys, this is a waste of time, and it's been fantastic. Hello, Narrowboat Girl. Oh, nice to see you there. Yeah, you see, I wasn't expecting that. Emma from Narrowboat Girls just said hi.
Hi, Emma.
And it's just great. You know, the things you just don't expect. Yeah, that's the problem. Well, I don't say I've got all the gear. I have, I have gear. I have the video editing software. Nowadays, nearly everything I film on the GoPro. The problem is, I do have a very nice SLR camera that would take absolutely fantastic video. My eyesight's too bad. I can't focus it properly. And then when I go and play it back, it's all unusable, which looks perfectly in focus to me in the little LED screen or through the viewfinder. Then I put it on the video. I put it into a video, and it's horrible. So nowadays, I've gone back to using the GoPro, and because it's idiot proof. It's made for me. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you, Emma. No, that's great. I'm glad you enjoy my videos. Yeah, we've got to go off. This is Reuben, by the way, Emma. He's probably subscribed to your channel as well.
Yep.
He's one of my patrons, and joined me today for this live chat, and been on my boat for a couple of days, and he's taken me off for a beer. Or two to a brewery, and we've got a table booked for 2:00, and it's a half-hour walk. I expected to be on here for about 10 minutes, and then nobody will turn up, and I'll be gone.
Our table's booked for 2:30, so
it's 2:30.
So
we
got for a little while yet.
Oh, good, but yeah, it's I expected to see, if I was lucky, 2 people show up, and I'm quite amazed they made people out of there. There's up to nearly 30 people at one time. I know it's an hour and 21 minutes into this now, and I don't know what happened to start off with. I had it all set up to stream, and when I tried to go live on the preset stream I put up yesterday, it wouldn't take the live, it wouldn't go live, so I had to quickly start again. And I believe Sasha had the same problem the other day, so I don't know if it's a problem within the YouTube software. Yeah, stews are a great thing to do, David. Absolutely great to do. I can, and the nice thing about stews is you can use some of the real cheap cuts of meats and come out with something really, really tasty. It's not the quality of the meat you use. I think it's the quality of the vegetables you use. Good fresh vegetables in a stew makes the stew, because you get all the flavors come out of the vegetables, and that is where your quality comes from. And of course, some half decent seasoning, and having fresh herbs growing on the back deck certainly helps as well. You throw in a fresh bit of thyme, fresh bit of rosemary or something, and you'll just liven your stew up no end. So that helps a lot. When I was in the US, I was a stock. Oh, I wasn't. That was in the UK. I was a logistics manager. Thank you, Emma. Yes, it was great to get 1,000 subscribers. I've gone past there now, not by a lot. I don't know what I have, about 1,027, 1,028 or something. But yeah, it's absolutely great to go past 1,000 in such a short period of time. Although the channel was over a year old, I only really started it back in February when I started cruising proper. All the rest before was trying to practice which I'm not very good at. You're much better at me at editing videos than I am, Emma. But you're the right age group. I'm over 60, and but your birthday's near to mine. I remember that. It's funny how you remember birthdays. Yours is a day before mine. I think Emma's is about a week before mine. I remember people's birthdays in March. But yeah, anyway, guys, and if anyone's got anything else to ask, I will answer a question quickly. Yes, she could teach me a lot of things to do on editing, and she's absolutely fantastic with her camera. I have to use the idiot proof now on my camera. I have to set it on auto and just use the auto settings, because the same my eyesight's not good enough anymore. I can't see what's focused and what's not focused. It happens when you get old. My eyes, when I was Emma's age, were absolutely fantastic. I had no problem with vision at all. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Emma, I'm still learning everything about life, and I'll be 62 next birthday. If you stop learning, give up. I think we all should keep learning all our lives. The day you stop learning is the day people give up in life. There's always something new to learn, and I'm always willing to learn. I'm not going to say I'm going to be the best at it or any good at it, but I'm always willing to learn. Um, it's what life should. It's just what life should be about. We're always continuing to learn. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, it's if I can't learn something new every day, I've had a bad day. It may be the stupidest of things. How to tie a new knot for tying your boat up. You know. It's going to be a quick one tonight, Lisa, when we get back from the pub. It's nothing special cooked. It's probably going to be pre-flavored wings, I think, are going to go in the oven. There's some hot wings we bought yesterday in the store, which are going to go in the oven tonight. So quick and easy because I'm not really into cooking tonight. Or if it's really nice, we might get the grill out and they might go on the grill or something else. But yeah, it's gonna be one of the quickest meals I'll ever make. But as most people know, I cook proper food every day of the week. Okay, it's still proper food. I'm gonna have wings, and we might even have a burger to go with it or something. But I'm not wanting to go and. I've been to McDonald's twice in my entire life. The first when I was on the way to a fishing match when I was probably in my 30s, and I thought it was the worst food I'd ever eaten in my entire life until I went to America and I went to a McDonald's in America, and I think it was even worse than what I had in England. Yeah, I can't do McDonald's. Like, the smell of the place just puts me off. Good for her. It's like being in France, Emma. They go to school on the Saturday mornings, although it's the afternoon. Yeah, but I expect Emma didn't do any homeschooling for the last couple of days. That's why she's got to do it this afternoon. And as I say, you can't learn too much, Emma. There's no such thing as knowing too much. I love playing quiz games, and I struggle to find people to play against me these days because I got so much. I just can't say that word. I'm on live. I got so much useless information stored up here. I'm quite good at quizzes. You see, she was cruising yesterday, so she didn't do no schooling yesterday. That's why she's got to catch up, and so you should. And I say that not because I'm trying to be nasty or anything. I say that because catching up on your schooling, if you don't do it now, you'll regret it the rest of your life. You know, I was fortunate. I've been to college and everything, and when I was at college, I thought, "What the hell am I doing here? This is stupid." But I came out of it with some qualifications, and I'm glad I went. Say it, but never give up learning. That's the main thing. Anyways, guys, I'm going to bring this to an end. It's an hour and a half we're just coming up to now, and I've really, really appreciated all your company. Yeah, it's a very hard one there, Lisa. When you're when you're talking to the camera, or I have actually started doing something just recently, which I still don't like doing particularly, is voiceovers. The only reason I do voiceovers recently is because it's been such a windy day. I've been out filming, and trying to keep the wind noise out of a GoPro is almost impossible. So you can't plug a proper microphone in. What I would love to get hold of one day is a proper sound recorder and microphone that I can use separately and just add the sound to it afterwards. Just join the two together. But at the moment, it has to be voiceovers, and I've been using the microphone on the laptop, which isn't the best. and you're trying to concentrate on what you say, at least going live, you know I'm human now. And yes, I'm very good at forgetting things, especially names. I can never remember the name of anything. People's names, town names. I have a real problem with names. Give me the math equation and I'll give you the answer to it. Yes. Do you know what? You say that, David? When I was in America, I did actually go to more than one of McDonald's. I've been in some just to use the toilets, or sorry, bathrooms. Yeah, I'm going to say goodbye. It's an hour and a half we've done now, and it's time to say goodbye. I'm going to put in. I didn't have this preset, so I'm going to have to type it in. Just about it preset in here, and now I can't even type properly. I'm hitting the wrong keys. Oh, even more wrong keys. Backspace. There we go. And it's time to end the stream. Thank you, Lisa. And I'm going to end stream right now. And I might do this again if people want me to. I didn't expect anyone to watch it, to be honest with you. I'm going to find someone. I wanted to do this outside. It was raining. If I get a real nice day, it's not windy, I'm going to take you outside. I'm going to want to sit on a lock or something and do a live stream. But anyway, bye for now. Thank you, everybody.